Romans 8, verse 5 says this: those who live according to the sinful nature have their mind set on what that nature desires. But those who live in accordance with the Spirit have their mind set on what the Spirit desires. Now, you need to recognize that every time you have a thought, sometimes you have a thought that's just really born out of your flesh. And the Bible calls that the sinful nature, which I've just read about, that those who live according to the sinful nature. We need to be mindful of our thoughts, because they're thoughts that are just coming out of our sinful nature. And if we're not discerning and staying in God's word, we will actually end up being instructed by those thoughts. So the question is, who's instructing you? Where are those thoughts coming from? From time to time, we need to constantly be checking in on our thoughts, because we can easily go down the wrong path. And so this verse is just a strong reminder that we have a sinful nature. We have a nature that goes against God. We have a nature that wants to do what it wants to do. And yet, there's a proverb that says, there is a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is death. And so we need to constantly check in on our thoughts and not allow ourselves to be instructed by thoughts that are actually wayward. God is so good that he has given us his word as a book of instruction. So we're not short on where to go. And this is why it's so important to, as often as you can, to renew your mind. Because when you renew your mind, you're allowing the influence of God over your mind. And as you get influenced by God's word, you can only go but in God's direction. So today, remind yourself to be aware of where your thoughts are coming from, and go into God's word. Renew your mind. Allow the Spirit of the living God to influence your thoughts, and you will not go astray, because God is so good. He doesn't want us to be going in the wrong way. He's left us his book. In fact, Bible, there's an acronym for it, that is basic instructions before leaving earth. So he's left us all those instructions in his word for our good, because he knows, God knows, that we are his children that need instruction. Psalm 103 says that he knows our frame. As a father pities his children, that is how God is towards us. And so today, just a reminder, go into God's word, renew your mind, and allow the influence of God to take you in the direction of God.